We just talked about mastering your emotions in the last section. In section 5, we're going to talk about the discovery process. The discovery process is the most critical part of the entire sales process. We talked about earlier that the opening of the conversation is the most important part of the phone sales. It's important because if you do not connect or find common ground right away, it makes it very difficult to advance the sales process. Once you get past the opening of the conversation, the most critical part of the entire conversation is going to be this right now, the discovery process. The discovery process, or what some call the fact find, is the most critical part because this right here is where the sale is actually made. Most lounge acts will skip the discovery process. See, that's a big mistake because this is where you find out if you can help them or not, so you're not wasting any time. See, it's a very common mistake for a salesperson to struggle with the discovery process because they don't listen to the client. They do not listen because they're so knowledgeable about the process and their product or their service that they just want to provide the solution to the client right away. They feel that there's not much more that they need to discover about the prospect situation. See, when you skip the discovery process, there's a message that you're conveying to the prospect. When a salesperson skips the discovery process, the message that they're conveying to the prospect is that they did not care enough to discover anything about them. See, the prospect can actually feel it and they can see the sales pitch actually coming a mile away. When a salesperson does not conduct a discovery process, they are viewed by the prospect as just an individual trying to peddle their services or their product to them. See, you must focus all of your attention on the discovery process. See, most people, salespeople, are taught to focus all the attention on their presentation or the close. This will not work in today's world of relationship selling. Therefore, so many salespeople experience resistance from the prospect during certain parts of the phone call because they did not complete a discovery process. The salesperson did not take enough time to find out about the other person's concerns or their problems. See, the salesperson made it more about getting the sale than making sure that the prospect got actually what they needed. See, when a salesperson skips the fact find, they are making it a transactional conversation and not a relationship conversation. See, never focus your attention on the product or the service at the very beginning of the phone call. You should focus right away on selling them you. If the prospect buys you, they're going to buy anything that you're actually selling to them. When you approach the conversation like this, it will take away the pressure out of needing to make them buy what you're actually selling. See, instead, focus all of your attention on inviting the prospect to be a part of the selling experience with you. That's the key to being a sales rock star. Let's talk about what to say as a sales rock star to make the prospect more comfortable. Here's a great thing that you can say to the prospect. Please do me a favor, John. I want you to feel that you're being treated fairly today when it comes to your Medicare options. If at any point you feel that something is not being addressed or you have any questions, please jump in right away and let me know so that we can talk about it together. See, people want to be understood and accepted and feel like they are actually in control. You want to give the prospect the illusion of control even though you're the one directing the conversation. This will help the prospect not feel like you're backing them into a corner with questions and interrogating them. See, the purpose of the discovery is to separate the curious from the serious. See, this is the part of the phone call that is the most critical part for you as a salesperson. You must make sure that the prospect is a good fit for what you're actually selling. See, many salespeople get caught up in a conversation with the prospect that goes nowhere and that wastes valuable time for the salesperson. See, be careful not to fall into the trap of what you want to hear. See, many prospects will actually tell the salesperson exactly what they think the salesperson will like to hear, what they expect to hear. See, sometimes the prospect will do this on purpose, just to gather some information from the salesperson with no intention of ever buying. Other times, the prospect will do it unintentionally. Whatever the case may be, it's never the fault of the prospect. It is your fault as the salesperson. See, many salespeople are just so happy to get a response from the prospect that they hurry along into their presentation, eager to provide the solution to that individual. See, the discovery process is all about gathering facts. If you do not take the time to practice your questions that you'll be asking to help uncover the problem, you will never become a sales rock star. This is how important the discovery process is to your overall sales success in any type of industry. See, a lounge act makes the mistake of starting to give the prospect information before they've fully gathered all the facts on how to sell the prospect. See, the prospect is used to salespeople just wanting to sell them their service or their product right away, and that's why so much resistance is given during the phone call. A sales rock star, though, comes in and is the difference maker. Be an information gatherer, not an information giver. That's a very valuable line for a sales rock star that they must live by. Be an information gatherer, not an information giver. As a sales rock star, you must look at the discovery process in a compartment. Be sure to compartmentalize the sales discovery process. You cannot move to the presentation or start giving away information until you have gathered all the facts on how to solve the problem. You must have absolute certainty that you can help solve the problem. The more that you know about the problem, the better you'll be at offering what you're selling to the senior market. Focus on the problem, not the solution. A sales rock star sees themselves as an authority figure. You must see yourself as an authority figure like a doctor to Medicare. As a doctor to Medicare, you must take your time to gather information about the prospect. You must view the prospect as your patient. See, a doctor would not just start prescribing a medication or recommending treatment without fully understanding everything that was going on with the patient. Here's a great line to always remember. A prescription without a diagnosis is malpractice. You must view yourself as a salesperson the exact same way as a doctor that's prescribing something to their patient.